Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I am a guy who can eat. Wow, fascinating. That is my channel name, so please disregard. Anyways, it is currently midnight, and I'm hankering for a midnight snack. And by midnight snack, I mean pickled eggs. Wow. I saw that trend a long time ago. It's not that long, but I don't think anyone's doing it anymore. 6 eggs, 6 ways. And of course, I'm gonna be doing 6 pickled eggs, 6 ways, but it gets more unhinged. So yeah, there's the title of the video. Good luck if you're new here. I really like to terrorize my viewers. So let's get started. First off, I think we're gonna start with the least unhinged, the most normal, if you could say that, which is just a plain pickled egg. Here it is. It's wonderful. Let's break her open. Cheers. That is very sweet. The thing about eggs, I'd say, is that they are supposed to be more of like a neutral flavor. So that's why I just can't eat boiled eggs on its own. I hate that. I need to add salt or something. Which, speaking of salt, I feel like this is going to be improved with a bit of salt. So let's just go ahead and Salt Bae. That is so dead. I don't know what's going on with Salt Bae anymore. Didn't he open like a restaurant or something? And people hate it? That's what I've seen online, so don't come for me. There is the salted pickled egg. Right there. That is so much better. So it literally just tastes like a sweet and salty egg. I don't know if that sounds appealing to you, but it's gonna get a lot worse. So if you can't handle a sweet and salty egg, then you're gonna be having a grand old time suffering here. Cheers. The texture of this pickled egg is quite interesting. I would venture to say that I actually like pickled eggs more than hard-boiled eggs, even though the taste isn't that great, but hard-boiled eggs are so incredibly dry. At least this has moisture. But with that, there is my first egg of 6 down. Cheers. Alright, let us move on to the next egg. We still have the cheese powder artificial thing. This is so normal, right? Although, I would say that not very many people would probably be having pickled eggs and cheese at 12 a.m. It's a wonderful breakfast, I'm just saying. Would you consider 12 a.m. morning or at night? I only consider it morning when it starts to get light out, so no, this is not morning. But anyways, we're gonna douse this in cheese. Perfect. You can't even see the yolk anymore. We are not quite done yet. We need more cheese, and I found cheese in my fridge actually. I don't even know if you can call this cheese. It's probably closer to being plastic than being cheese. I love these though. That is a taste of nostalgia. As a kid, I used to freeze these, and then when I wanted a snack, I'd just take out the freezer and just eat it frozen like that. Is that a normal snack? Did anyone else do that? But it was great. Just eating these slices on their own. Okay, enough dilly-dally. So, this is a artificial plastic egg. Honestly, that's literally closer to what it is. Literally all the cheese on this is artificial. I think it's gonna be great. Cheers. Okay. So, the only issue here, love the cheese by the way. It's very salty, but that works perfectly for the egg here because the egg is so sweet. The only thing though is that the cheese powder is quite dry. So you get moist, dry, moist. And the dry is quite overpowering, so it just cancels out everything else. It's still good though. I think it just needs more moisture or something. I think I'll wrap it more in the cheese. So now we got a cheese egg sandwich. Cheers. That's better, yeah. We need more cheese. It's better than the first one, that's for sure, but I don't know how nice you can get with pickled eggs and cheese. Oh, I forgot. I should probably rate these. First one, I'd say that one's pretty low. With the salt, I guess I'd put it at average. Let's just throw it up at 5. This one, I would say it's not too much better. The cheese definitely adds a little bit of dimension, but with it tasting mainly like plastic and salt, I'm gonna throw it at like a 5.3. That seems quite generous. Cheers. I'm not passing up the opportunity to have more of this cheese though. Which one's plastic? Which one's cheese? You'll never know. I'm being so mean to the cheese. This is literally nothing on craft singles. I love craft singles. If it's plastic, so be it. I will be eating plastic for the rest of my life. Okay, my next one is one that showed up so often on TikTok that I have to try it. And that is the peanut butter and jelly egg. What do people call it? The peanut butter and jag? The PB and jag? If you're not on TikTok or you haven't seen these videos, you're gonna be so concerned. But I swear, I am not the first person to do this. And apparently people really liked it. I'll be the judge of that. No one's gonna trust my opinion. I'm just saying that you guys should trust my opinions on some things. I swear, I'm not always insane. I explained my rationale in one of my old videos. But I just think that everything should be interesting. I don't know. I'm not making a good case for myself, am I? Considering that I'm eating pickled eggs at 12 a.m. You should not be up at 12 a.m. making 6 pickled eggs 6 ways. I would not recommend that. But if you do, you should try my flavors. That actually looks really aesthetic, doesn't it? Look at that. It looks... You would be tempted by that, wouldn't you? I don't even think that this is that weird, because people have peanut butter, jelly, and pickle sandwiches all the time, right? Cheers. Oh. Okay. The people were not lying. Why is that good? Peanut butter adds that beautiful richness to balance out the sweet, really sweet, like, pickly flavor of the eggs. So you get that pleasant egg pickled. How am I supposed to say a pleasant PB and jag experience? But then it just hits you with the pickled at the end. I wish that the flavors were more balanced altogether and they would just hit your taste buds at the same time. But this is still good. If you haven't tried it, I would recommend you try it with normal eggs, and that would be fantastic. Yeah, that combination is brilliant. It's just why peanut butter and jelly work so well. What I always say, creamy, rich, savory, overwhelmingly sweet. And even the textures contrast each other. The jelly is like this jelly-like texture, and the peanut butter is super rich and thick. They're just the perfect combo. And the egg, it's there, but somehow it works. Look, I don't know how to convince you to try it, but you gotta try it. I'm just saying. Cheers. That's brilliant. That's wonderful. Okay, so the PB and J, I think it would be up there in the 9 out of 10 if it wasn't a pickled egg. I think that brought it down. Maybe an 8. Okay, now I'm gonna be moving more into the unhinged territory, kind of, with chocolate. So let's and pop that on. Unsuccessfully, this is kind of hard to do. Before you say anything about me putting egg particles into the chocolate spread, I don't care. And now, I will be going for sweet, salty, and spicy. It is a spicy seafood instant noodle soup base, but I think that's gonna work quite well here. Maybe. Chocolatey and spicy. I feel like that's a good combo, right? I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Mexican hot chocolate, they add like chili to it. So we're gonna mimic that, but in egg form. This may go terribly wrong. Cheers. I don't know what to think. I'm a little confused. Maybe seafood and chocolate isn't the best combo? Maybe chocolate and egg isn't the best combo. Let's start with just chocolate and egg. Okay, the verdict is in. Chocolate and egg is not the best combo. Let's try more of the seafood powder less of chocolate. Yeah, I'd say that's better. This one has a lot of chocolate though. Cheers. It's not terrible, but it's not exactly what I wanted it to be. Because the chocolate and the spiciness actually works really well together. The pickled flavor does not go that great. Egg and chocolate could actually work though. No, I think that does work. I can taste the seafood flavor though, and I think that's also throwing me off. So hypothetically, this would be good if you tweak some stuff around. Eggs, Nutella, and chili oil. I think that would be absolutely stunning. Okay, we have 2 more left. Have you made it this far? If you have, I'm very proud of you. Good for you. So we are going back to my topic about if 12 a.m. is morning or night. And by now, it's probably more like 12:30, so it's closer to being breakfast than night. And we are going to be making a complete breakfast, but with an egg. Female bacon that I cooked in the microwave, so it doesn't look beautifully fried. It's close enough. I'm trying over here. Actually, you know what? I think this is more like a failure of a breakfast, because every single element of this breakfast, egg is not quite there. Pickled eggs instead of normal eggs, and then female bacon instead of normal bacon. Yes, I'm sorry to people who like female bacon, normal bacon is better. And while we're at it, it would be an absolute tragedy if I did not add some cheese, because cheese with breakfast is great. Lactose intolerant friends, I'm sorry, but I'll eat all the lactose for you. Okay, I have this open pancake syrup that may or may not be from the tuna video that I kept because I didn't use it. I'm sure it's still fine. It's, what is this? Probably made out of like high fructose corn syrup, red 40, every single microplastic available on Earth. There you go. There's our egg. One more thing though. What would a breakfast be without some milk? So we have some whole milk powder. Like I said, lactose intolerant friends, I will be eating all the lactose for you. We'll just take a little sprinkling right there. Wonderful. Still wouldn't quite be a complete breakfast without some bread. And yes, you could probably give someone a concussion with this. I may have left it out for like, but it didn't mold. And speaking of which, bread won't mold unless it is exposed to moisture. So I left a baguette out for like a year, but it didn't touch any moisture, so it was completely fine. It was just rock hard solid. I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm just saying, at least I don't know how edible this is. Still tastes fine. This one was not left out for a year, don't worry. But there you go. There is egg, breakfast egg, but everything went wrong. Cheers. Now we're getting somewhere. Brilliant combination of all the textures and flavors. So we've got the saltiness of the bacon. You can't really taste the cheese that much, or the milk powder, but it's there just to make lactose unfriendly people sad. The bread adds a nice pleasant texture change, a little bit of crunch, and the egg, well, the egg is just there. Cheers. That is a good breakfast. I think we can add a little bit more though. Can do with a little bit of peanut butter. Look at that model Picture perfect. I don't know how I'm gonna eat this. Cheers. Wait, okay. I genuinely think this combination would be fantastic if you had normal eggs. We could do a little bit of pancake syrup and a peanut butter in this one. Beautiful. Cheers. That's a good combo. Oh, well, so, what would I rate that? With the pickled egg, I'm gonna go with like a 7.2. If it was with a normal egg though, I think that's gonna go up there. I really don't think it's as good as the PB&J egg. That one truly is an innovation beyond mankind. So I think I'm gonna go with a solid 8.3. What I could have done is added more cheese, more syrup, and the milk I really don't think adds much, so I don't really need it there. But otherwise, that was a good egg. Now, we are on to the final one. And you might have been wondering, you are eating eggs, but something strange. Your one and only love, the thing that shows up in every one of your videos, is not here. Isn't that weird? Isn't that so absolutely strange? I wonder what it could be. Okay, that's enough. You already know. Do you see this? Brand new jar of Hellmann's mayonnaise. I can't believe it. This is the best snack I have had. I have not had Hellmann's, like the big tubs, for a while because they're expensive, but they were on sale and I knew I had to do it. I have to dig in. It has been way too long. Cheers. Oh, that's a taste of Hellmann's. That is the classic taste of Hellmann's. Now what am I going to be doing here though? There you go. That is the wonderful, beautiful egg. And of course, mayonnaise to your heart's content. It's truly the best combination of egg on egg on egg. I have to make my own mayonnaise one day. I will. I'll get to it. We're gonna make some kind of diabolical combination with my mayo. Can you make mayonnaise without a blender or a food processor? Because I don't have one. Can you just like shake it vigorously? Because I know you can make butter by shaking heavy cream vigorously in a jar. But would you all want to watch that of me just shaking a jar for like 20 minutes? We need more mayo. The pickled egg is just so incredibly strong. That's insane. This is gonna become a mayo soup. Actually, it's not. We are going to be making a pickled egg mayo ice cream cone. Tell me that doesn't sound like the best dessert you're ever gonna have. So we'll start off drumstick style. I'm gonna coat the inside with the mayo and the egg. You know, when you eat a drumstick, the very end, the beautiful chocolate core. But this one, when you eat to the end, you get a mouthful of pickled egg and mayo. So now we have coated the inside of the ice cream cone. We have ice cream. Next layer, more egg. Honestly, this would be a brilliant prank for someone. Just hide some pickled egg mayo inside their ice cream cone and you would never be able to tell. I'm sure. But if it tastes good, it's not really a prank, right? Because it's just gonna taste absolutely fantastic. And they're gonna thank you for introducing them to the most brilliant creation that the world has ever seen. Wow. I'm actually really proud of my handiwork. top it off with a tiny bit more. Okay, we gotta take a moment to admire that. You know what? Since I'm so nice, you're gonna get the first bite. Right there, that bite. Just for you. Alright, did you like it? You definitely liked it. Don't lie to me. Cheers. I'm gonna reserve my judgments for after I take a couple more bites. Cheers. That is wonderful. I think I nailed the perfect combination. Not too much pickled egg, just enough mayo, and the most ice cream, so it's super refreshing. And then you get the little tinge of sourness and sweetness and savoriness. I do with a little bit more mayo though, just for the fun of it. Perfect bite. Wait, is that a thing yet? Egg, mayo, ice cream? Someone's gotta make that. I know, there are some of you out there, some of those ice cream shops that make weird flavored ice creams. I've seen spaghetti ice cream, I've seen octopus ice cream. You can make egg mayo ice cream. I'm sure of it. And now we are at the nugget of gold at the bottom. Yeah, even the ice cream cone makes this so good. It just nails every single thing. Especially if you're a fan of sour things, this is gonna be great. And we can toss in a little bit more ice cream just to clean this up. Speaking of which, mayo and ice cream is a brilliant combination, just on its own. Cheers. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the winner. Ice cream, eggs, mayo, in an ice cream cone. Layer it so you get egg texture bits. Oh, that's gonna be a texture nightmare for some of you. Whoops. Hey, if you can handle Ben and Jerry's and all of those with their multiple mix-ins in the ice cream, I'm sure you can handle this. Maybe not. Never mind, I make no promises. But yeah, the creamy, the rich, the sweet ice cream, so refreshing. With the savory mayo, already that's a fantastic combo. Throw in the pickled egg, it adds a little bit more of like a texture. Instead of just, you know, like smooth all around, it adds... What is the texture of egg? How would you describe the texture of egg? It's not like gelatinous, it's like chewy? I don't know if that's the best description. Tough but chewy. You get what I'm talking about. But I think that's the main thing that the egg would add if you used a normal egg. Again, the pickled egg is so overpowering. It overpowers literally the ice cream and the mayo, which is quite incredible. That is a very strong pickled egg, but that could also be because it was in my cupboard for like ages and it's probably over pickled. Is that a thing? Can things be over pickled? Okay, now I'm just going off topic, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. So, my rankings for all of the 6 eggs I consumed today. Number 1, obviously, the ice cream. Ice cream, pickled egg, mayo, ice cream cone, delicious. Number 2, the PB&J. Classic. People have had it before, they liked it. I'm sure you'll like it too. Next, the breakfast, but ruined egg. The breakfast, but not really. The breakfast, but everything is not breakfast egg. And then next, I think I'm gonna go with the chocolate spicy egg. But as I mentioned, you have to make some changes to make it better. And then next, I'm gonna go with the plastic cheese egg. Cheese was plastic cheese powder. Maybe throw in a couple of chips in there just for the texture. I should have done that. Like some Cheetos or some cheesy chips. I don't know. And then finally, the last one is regular, plain, boring pickled egg with salt. It's fine. It's there if you like pickled eggs, but Apparently a lot of people don't like pickled eggs. I saw some very conflicting opinions about it. People seem to be very against it. I can see why, because it does seem to be an acquired taste. So I'd recommend if you were to make these, make them with normal eggs first, and then move on to pickled eggs. And make sure you eat it at midnight. That just adds to the experience. But yeah, that is my wonderful video. I hope you made it to the end. If you made it to the end, good for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.